Peace, blessings, and a whole lot of love. I was reading this article. Is he looking for a relationship or is he looking for validation? And I thought it was a good article, and I thought that I would share it. Okay, there's come a time in a man's life that he begins to look at the opposite sex with a sense of need and entitlement. He has experienced love. He has experienced relationships, and may have even experienced marriage, which is something they no longer need. This is the point where married men look for validation outside of the marriage or start to dabble in making new, younger female friends online. At this point, many single men start to look frantically for someone to commit to. This is the point. This is that point when an avowed bachelor and player starts looking for a wife. I have joked many times that a woman can spot a man who is ready to commit simply by paying attention to his hairline. As soon as it starts to recede, that is exactly when that cog in his head starts to spin. Scared for life, a single man who has faced his decline in masculinity is now more than ready, even in a hurry, to settle down and make babies. And then there is the divorced man. He had already been married and had babies and feels no need to repeat that again. He has been inspired by meeting and a few divorced friends that this is a time to recapture his youth and improve his virility by dating women half his age. It does not matter that she has no college degree and no career aspiration. It makes no difference that she is only admiring his wallet. All that matters is that she looks young enough to convince all males that he is still virile. And that she acts convincingly enough to show there is substance to a relationship. In all three cases, you are looking at a man who is dating to find validation. He isn't looking to relate to another human being, nor bond on a deeper level. He is looking for a woman to confirm he's a man. Although one woman isn't enough, the more desperate and insecure he is, the more women he needs to fulfill that gaping hole in his former masculinity. If he is afraid enough, he will rush into a long-term relationship simply because he fears being alone. For him, it is better to secure a willing partner who is looking to settle down than risk continued rejection from women. So some women might be in a relationship with a man that's only there because he needs validation. That's crazy. But if he feels confident enough that he has choices, he will start to date for the purpose of seeing how far he can go. Men who are dating for validation often date to see who they can get. Oh my God, this is so sad. They simply need to know that she's interested, that she is willing, and that she will commit to him to feel validated. They don't need the actual relationship, and there's no need to take it to the next level, because now that they know they can have her, it is far more important to see who else they can have. They date to keep score of many women who make them feel needed. When a woman rejects them, she is dismissed for not knowing a real man when she sees one. But the woman who pays attention to him is simply validation for what he can have. He may enter a false relationship, only stay to the point where he feels her attachment and her confirmed interest in a relationship. Women are getting played left and right. Left and right. It's so sad. Women are getting played left and right. But now that he knows he can have her, it is time to see how many more women are willing to attach themselves to him. These empty men who were raised with a sense of forced masculinity naturally have to prove they are a man. They were told by their mothers, their fathers, and their peers that a man is a man, and that is that. But 50 years later, he is bored, has gone in spare tire, and women no longer chase him. Now he must prove that he still got it. Now he must prove that he is that man he has always been told he is. He is dating out of fear, not out of genuine interest in a relationship. He is hungry, in fact starving, for a woman who can make him feel like a man. But if a man needs a woman to make him feel like a man, then is he really a man? That hunger for validation is stronger than him. He is dating to prove something, and no matter how much attention he gets from interested women and how much attention he buys from much younger women, nothing can compete with an empty human being. This situation is like an addiction to attention and nothing more. But how long can a human keep chasing proof that he is still valid? At a certain point, it all fails to satisfy, and at another point, no matter how much he has to throw around, money can no longer buy attention, even from the most desperate women. This is when males begin to seethe with anger, resentment, and bitterness towards the opposite sex. This is exactly when he begins to play on women's fear and project his own desperation onto the opposite sex. He wants you to be aware just how much you need him because your biological clock is ticking. Your time is running out and you better hurry up and settle for him. I hate to say it, but I often see women falling for men who make them feel most insecure. If it is as if they have to prove that they are still relevant, and by making him feel like a man, they concede precious time and their self-respect to him. But a man looking for validation is just a starving dog. He will chase whatever moves and follow any woman who pays a bit of attention to him. As soon as she throws him a bone, he is temporarily satisfied and now wants to see if he can find another meteor bone. Unfortunately, the older a man gets, the more like he is to be seeking validation. Younger men don't need it; they are surrounded by it. But a man in touch with his morality will stop at nothing to prove what a man he is, and the only proof he needs is your interest. As soon as he gets it, he will start looking elsewhere. This article is not to say that there are no healthy men out there. In fact, they are everywhere. I am a big believer that women are the prize, and that there are more men looking for women than are women searching for a man. You just have to open up your eyes and see what is really going on. If you meet a man who refers to himself as a real man, run. Know that he has a lot to compensate for, and chances are you are his compensation. If you meet a man who starts the conversation by pointing out your insecurity, your age, your single status, your childlessness, know that he is preying on your fears. This is not a man. This is an empty shell trying to prove he is a man. If you see a man who probably displays all the women he has had, especially if he flaunts younger women half his age, know that he is desperately clutching to his manhood. Chances are those women are platonic friends hanging out only because he is throwing money, parties, and showering them with fun to show them what he can do. Know that a real man is only that man who is looking for a real woman. A real woman is not a child half his age. If he has a history of dating young twits, run. He is looking at you for validation, not for your brains or your authenticity. It is time we call it for what it is. These men are not men, so why are we taught to ponder to them and keep treating them like a man? It is some unspoken crime to point a finger at a man's insecurity and call him out on it. It is not completely their fault either. They grew up in a world that convinced them they are men at the age of 5, and at that age they have nothing to show for it, and most still don't. Don't be the one to chase them. Simply learn to spot a man looking to validate himself and then walk away. And it was written by the goddess Principal Neck. Peace and blessings, not a whole lot of love. Goddess idea. Like I'm going to always say, love yourself first. Stop chasing after a man that is doing nothing for you. And now we know that you have the guys out there that's gaslighting the female. I've learned that there are men who are not really looking for a relationship, ending up in a forced relationship just to validate himself, just to make himself feel good. That's kind of sad. That's why you really have to educate yourself, love yourself, know your worth, so you can choose wisely. Because when you're not loving yourself, you gonna get had. When you're not loving yourself and you desperate and you thirsty and you needy, you gonna get had by one of these type of men. There are good men out there, and we got a habit of dismissing the good man for the man that's no good for us. Learn these lessons. Peace, blessings, and a whole lot of love. Goddess Hadia.